For those who don't know, I consider myself to be somewhat of a Nuzlocke master. I've done dozens of them and had pretty good success, but JaidenAnimations has a really incredible animation of their first Nuzlocke. Let's see how it goes.
Butterfree, go!
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are going to be reacting to JaidenAnimations' very first Nuzlocke challenge. Now this video came out a little bit ago, but I covered a JaidenAnimations video recently, and she even responded to the video, which was super duper cool, by the way. Hi Jaiden, if you're watching this one, love your work, and thank you so much for just being awesome in general. But we're gonna react to this Nuzlocke, and like I said, Nuzlocks are kind of my bread and butter. I've done a lot of them. In fact, I'm even at the point where when a new Pokemon game comes out, I Nuzlocke it before I do anything else, just because I like the challenge, and I consider myself to be a pretty adept Pokemon player. But we're gonna have some fun to react to this video, and I've actually never seen it. I've seen like snips of it, but I've never seen the full thing. So we're gonna watch it today, and I specifically chose to not watch it before so I could do a reaction video. So here we are, reacting. It'll be fun. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Get those notifications turned on, and let's have some fun. I'm really excited for this one. Let's do it. So I'm sure Jaiden is gonna get into this at the beginning of the video, but for those who don't know, a Nuzlocke challenge is a competitive Pokemon challenge with a self-imposed rule set that basically states that if your Pokemon faints, you get rid of it, you nickname your Pokemon, and you only catch the first Pokemon in each route to kind of increase the challenge level. It's quite a bit of fun, and it can be pretty challenging at times. And of course, I didn't mention it before, but obviously go check out JaidenAnimations' channel. But let's not waste any time. Let's see what is going down in the first ever Nuzlocke for JaidenAnimations.
Within the Pokemon community, there's a set of self-imposed
hard
rules you can
mode.
add to the games to make them more challenging, called a Pokemon Nuzlocke. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into
exactly
per
what I just
route.
said.
If a Pokemon faints, it dies, and you can't use it anymore. And you have to nickname your Pokemon to get more attached to them.
It's really
that means
sad
if
when
you
you
aren't
lose
careful,
something super
you can
good, though.
technically lose a Pokemon game under those conditions.
Womp womp.
I've wanted to do a Nuzlocke for the longest time.
Yeah,
I've started
buddy.
a couple in the past, but never actually got to finish any because busy. But today's the day that all changes.
And she's gonna do
decided
ORAS,
to
I
make a
can
video
see.
on my first full attempt at a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Let's see how it
Pokemon
went.
Ruby, not
After
even
breaking
Omega
free
Ruby,
from the back
just
of the
going to
moving
Ruby.
truck my mom stuffed me in, and introducing myself to the neighbor Brendan. The kid that I always thought was a monkey said that he heard screaming up
Thought
ahead.
it was a
Professor
monkey.
Birch is getting mauled by a level 2 Poochyena, so I let his Torchic out, and she scratches
Went
the
with
crap
Torchic,
out of it.
okay.
He gifts me
That's a
Torchic
bold
for
Nuzlocke
rescuing him,
Pokemon as a
and I name her
disadvantage against the first
Teriyaki,
gym.
my first Pokemon.
Teriyaki.
Walking up the route more, I run
love
into
it.
Brendan, who challenges me to a battle, where Teriyaki proceeds to also scratch the crap out of his Mudkip. Good job, Teriyaki. You're 2 for 2. Doing great. Professor Birch gives
That's
me
not
5
gonna
Pokeballs,
last.
and the Nuzlocke has officially started. I walked back up to catch my first Pokemon and ran into a Zigzagoon.
Oh, there you go.
Alright, not the best, but I can work
Bendito!
with this.
I always call
You
my
know,
Zigzagoons
I think we're
Bendito.
gonna
I think
have a
every
really
person
awesome
gets a
adventure.
Zigzagoon at the beginning of a Nuzlocke.
Dude, so Teriyaki
knocked
one-shot
it out with a crit?
with a critical hit
Yup.
scratch, but whatever. Contain your murder a little bit, alright, guys?
There goes
Route
that
102
encounter.
is right around the corner, and that's where I was able to catch Corn the Seedot. Look at us, couple.
So Seedot's pretty rough for Nuzlocks because it only has like Bide at the beginning of the game, especially in Ruby, but if you can get it to a Shift Tree, it wouldn't be that bad, and the type diversity there is pretty decent for her.
Of friends ready to take on the Hoenn region together. After watching the weird kid Wally struggle to catch
the
his
weird
first
kid
Pokemon,
Wally.
I continued on to Route 104 and found a little Talo in the grass.
Okay.
Aggressive and screams and hungry? Oh yeah, I know your name. In Petalburg Forest, a Team Magma grunt jumps some random professor, so Ari and Teriyaki peck his eyes out.
Ari and Teriyaki.
Oh, hello, Shroomish.
Hey.
I'm gonna name you Onion. I make it to Restro,
Onion.
and while getting ready to take on Roxanne's gym,
She's got a good
Teriyaki
team for
kills
Roxanne.
another
The Shroomish
Zigzagoon
will
I was
carry.
about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons, dude? But it turned out alright, because she also ended up evolving.
Oh,
Onion
nice.
was able to destroy Roxanne with ease, and
Yeah.
we got our first gym badge. Exiting the gym, we catch a glance
I
that
feel like
Team
Jaiden's
Magma
in a
is
really
up
good
to no
spot
good
here.
again.
She's got a Flying type and Combuskin, which learns Flying type moves. Ready to rock for the next gym, which is Brawly. Has Shroomish, which just destroyed Roxanne. I don't see how this goes wrong at this point.
And something about the scorching earth or something. And this old man exclaims that they stole his Pico.
Mr. Briny.
Here's your dog. Also, you're coming with me. The mayor thanks me by
Oh,
turning me
Whisper.
into his errand boy.
Yeah, I
and
think
arrive
Whisper's
in
the only
Dewford.
encounter you actually get in that cave, too. And in Dewford, there's some really cool stuff. Bold prediction, she gets a Zubat. Let's see it.
To give a letter to Steven. Alright, what do we got?
Oh! That's actually really sick. A Mawile, that's pretty rare.
Okay, chomps. After finding Steven, it was time to take on Brawly, the next gym leader. Ari's a stone cold killer and easily earned MVP in that fight. Things were going well. 2 badges in, and the team is looking good.
But
on my way to the
is
next
not very
city,
good
I caught
against
a tentacle
Watson.
on the beach.
There's a tentacle.
Squidward. And after beating Team Magma and Brendan again in Slateport, it was time again to get ready for the gym battle with Watson. But as I was
Watson might be
fighting some
tricky.
trainers, Chomps the Mawile got electrocuted a bit too hard and was killed.
Wow, I'm surprised that did that much. So Mawile has very, very low special defense. So first Pokemon to go down is Mawile, or as I'd like to call it, Mawile.
Jaiden, let's battle. I want to show you how strong I am.
Oh boy.
Okay. Ari, this is an electric gym. You're not allowed to fight in here, so you can just wait outside.
I like that. That's
While
smart.
battling the gym trainers,
This is
Onion
tough, though.
evolved
Doesn't
into
have the best-
Breloom,
Oh,
and
well,
together
now you
with
have a Breloom.
Teriyaki,
Okay,
they
it's
were
over
able
now.
to get another
Yeah.
victory.
You
Now
got
we
fighting-
were riding
two fighting
high.
types,
3
you're good.
gym badges in and no main casualties. With our massive confidence, we decided to take on the Win Straight family's challenge of beating all their family members. I had Squidward out front to get him some experience, but we ran into some troubles with Grandma.
Metatite
Oh
psychic
god,
moves.
it's gonna do a high jump kick. We can take him out, but I need a clean switch first.
So this is actually a really funny moment here. So Jaiden is basically saying, I need something, I can beat this Metatite, but I need to send in something else to take the hit first. So this is something that often happens in Nuzlocke where you're kind of pinned in an awkward situation with the Pokemon on the field against the Pokemon you're facing, and you know you can beat it, but you have to sacrifice something off to get that to work. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but those are some of the tough decisions that come into play in a Nuzlocke. You gotta have to strategically sacrifice things. Usually you just sacrifice whatever the weakest thing is, but sometimes it's not always that obvious. It's Whismer, apparently.
So I had to sacrifice Hushchild the Whismer, but honestly that was the safest move to ensure no one else died. Goodbye, Hushchild. You might be missed.
I don't
While we
blame
were
you.
heading to Fall Arbor, fighting some trainers, Ari evolved.
There you go.
Oh, look at my big bird. Oh, look at you.
Oh my god, I
We were
love
almost
this so
to
much.
town, but we had to get through the sooty grass on...
How sick would it be if, like, I'm just gonna throw this out there, Jaiden, if you're still watching, can we do a Nuzlocke collaboration where I'll do the Nuzlocke and you animate it? I don't think you're gonna do it, but that would be sick. Because this is just awesome. Seeing it like this, so epic.
113. Oh, jeez. All right, Barf, get in there with the rest of them. I walked into
Spinda,
Meteor
not a good
Falls
mon.
to see Team Aqua and Team Magma arguing about water and rocks. Can I go? So get over here, Zubat. They kept complaining and I
Zubat.
had to go up the volcano they were blocking to fight Maxie, the Team Magma leader. That was a hard fight. Onion and Teriyaki were able to take out his
Yeah, need a water
Mightyena
type
and
for that one.
Camerupt, but his Golbat hit hard. I ended up having to switch in Ari and double team up to win the battle. Not the most honorable of
Hey,
strategies.
you gotta do what you gotta do. Listen,
but it-
I've utilized Sand Attack, Double Team. You gotta do what you gotta do in a Nuzlocke. There's no rules. You use what you gotta use.
Worked and we're moving on. On the way down the volcano, I ran into a mat shop. Oh, hello there, Chad. What?
Chad?
You're a female? Did I stutter? We arrived in Level Ridge Town and started getting through Flannery's gym. During that time, Squidward was almost killed by a Fury swiping Kecleon. Fury swipes. Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. Stop!
Oh!
But when it came time to battle, he pulled his weight and more. Honestly, with the team, there wasn't much I could have done to Flannery's fire Pokemon, but Squidward came in clutch by learning Bubble Beam, and it
There you
was
go.
all over for her. Badge 4, under our belt. Brendan met up with us outside the gym to give us goggles
Yeah,
so
you
we
get
could
to go to
walk
the
in the
desert now.
sandstorms. I found a claw fossil, and Anorith was
Hey,
born.
Anorith,
I
that
didn't
could
know
be
what to
good,
name
actually.
it, so my friend named him Gary. Now it was time for the 5th
Gary.
gym. After some training, Chad evolved into
Gary and
Machoke,
Squidward.
and the team was leveled up. I started the battle with Ari, and after realizing I was in trouble,
Yeah, that slacking's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I managed to squeak by with more double teams. Ari was barely able to take out the first slacking, so when the second, stronger one came out, I knew I had to use a different strategy. I brought out Onion to leech seed it and try and get more chip damage in, which worked, but he was also killed by Slacking's facade,
No!
which I thought you could take.
No!
Chad was able to finish off the rest
No
of the
fighting
fight,
type
but
moves?
that was the first death that
Oh,
actually
no.
hurt. I'm not crying. Someone's just chopping onions in here.
Ooh.
But with every down, there's an up. And Corn stepped up
There
and
you
was
go.
ready to fill Onion's
The
spot.
original Nuzlocke Pokemon, Nuzleaf, eh? That's actually why it's called the Nuzlocke, because of Nuzleaf, and then I think the guy's name, I think he named it Locke, or something like that.
While passing through Mauville again, Watson asked us to help him turn off the city's generator, and while down there I found a Magnemite.
Or as I like to say, Magnemity. Seriously, that's how you pronounce Magnemite. Magnemity. Yep.
Wanna come with? We kept on our way, catching Spurky the Electrike, and while fighting some trainers,
Ooh.
Corn survived 2 very close calls.
Yeah, Ninjask,
He
I don't know
took
about
a
that
Swords
one.
Dance boosted Fury Cutter by Ninjask,
Oof.
and a misclick from me, which resulted in him
Ah,
tanking a
one
wing
does not
attack from a
fake out.
Kalo. No, Corn, no! Oh. Dude, Corn, I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Good news is
Get that leaf
Squidward
stone.
evolved while training,
That's a
so
good
that's
evolution.
neat. We arrived in Fortree City, and this was a gym I was really nervous
Magnemity,
about.
need that
Not only
Magnemite.
did we not have a good team to take on a flying type gym, but Winona's Altaria is notorious for sweeping teams if she sets up too many dragon dances. I went to the
Uh-oh.
grass to train up the team, and the worst happened. Corn was killed by pin missile from a
no,
Zigzagoon.
4 times super
wait, no,
effective
no, no.
pin missile.
No.
And it lived on 1. That's so sad. I mean, it wasn't going to be good against Winona,
no,
but
Corn!
that's really
you
sad.
monster! How could you do this? Is this why you kept trying to kill all the Zigzagoons? I want to think that Corn sacrificed himself because he knew we were at too much of a disadvantage going into Winona's gym, and by opening up a space, we could get the type advantage we
Magnemite will
needed
be
to stand
solid.
a chance. With a heavy heart, I brought Zip Zap
Yeah,
Zop
there
the
you go.
Magnemite to the
That's
team.
the play.
And realized how much more grinding I was
Yeah.
gonna have to do.
Sounds
I
about
had to
right.
fight so many Merrills to get Zip Zap Zop on par with the rest of the team. You wanna know how many? The move Thunderbolt can be used 15 times before it runs out. And I had to go back to the Pokemon Center almost 6 separate times to refill
Oh,
it.
I've been
meaning
there.
Zip Zap Zop killed more than 80 Marill that were living in that lake. Winona led with Swellow, which Zip Zap Zop was
Zip
able
Zap
to
probably
take
just
out.
wins
But
the
she
gym.
immediately brought out Altaria,
Oh, it's got
which
Earthquake,
made
never
me
mind.
very scared because I know she's got Earthquake on that thing.
There you
I didn't
go.
have a clean switch, and I knew no one on the team could take 2 hits from this Cloud Bird, so I ultimately decided that I'd have to have Zip Zap Zop paralyze it in exchange for his death.
No.
Goodbye, Zip Zap Zop. You weren't here for long, but your efforts will not be
Yeah,
in
he's
vain.
not living. Oh, he did live the earthquake.
Oh my god! Somehow Zip Zap Zop lived the
That's 4
earthquake
times super effective.
on 2 HP like a mad lad.
Wow.
Corn must have been looking down on it.
Anyone who watches my Nuzlocke knows about Lamp. I want to see you guys comment in the comment section below that you love Lamp, because it felt like every time I used Lamp, which was a lantern by the way, that thing lived on like 1 or 2 HP on every super effective hit. Was an absolute monster.
For that one, because there was definitely a 90% chance Zip Zap Zop was supposed to die there.
Wow.
With that string of luck, I was able to switch Ari in for Zip Zap Zop to predict another earthquake,
There
and
you go.
started chipping away at the Altaria, which was not gonna be easy. She was already starting to stack up those dragon dances, which make her moves even more powerful, and I was legitimately sweating. But with what little luck we had left, Winona got greedy and tried to get in that last dragon dance, and that's
oof.
when Ari was able to swoop in and snipe that kill. If that Altaria
What's
would
funny
have
is Ash
decided to
used,
attack at any
Swallow
point,
to
she
beat
would have
Winona, too.
one-shotted anyone and everyone on my team. Thank you, Corn. You shined your photosynthesis onto us.
There you
From
go.
there, I was able to heal up Zip Zap Zop and sweep the rest of her team.
Yeah,
The
easy
6th
peasy
gym
after that.
badge was ours. Outside the Safari Zone, I found a Duskull I was able to catch.
Ooh, I like
tried
it.
to have Gary on the team since resurrecting him from the dirt, but he honestly has like no moves that do damage, so I decided to replace him with Sin. We arrived in Lily Cove and I tried fishing
Although
on the
Duskull
beach
doesn't
for a
have,
Pokemon,
you know, the best
but
moves
Chad
either.
punched the Whalmer I reeled up too hard and killed it. We stormed
Oops.
Team Magma's base, and while trying to get the Master Ball they've got on the ground, an Electrode exploded and almost killed Chad, which was uncalled for. After beating their
Chad.
admin, they escaped into a submarine, and I went on to fight the next gym. Tate and Liza were the first double battle gym leaders, and I didn't realize until too late
think you'll
that
be
I
alright,
was
though.
just a tad under.
Oh wait, actually her whole team is so bad against Tate and
They
Liza.
don't
Wait a
have
minute.
Any more than 2 Pokemon, so I think we should be okay. 42!
Yeah, I don't know about this actually. Wait a minute. This is not. No, she's about to get blown back. Hold
Sin
on.
and Zip Zap Zop made a good duo, being able to confuse and paralyze them, but Solrock managed to get off a Sunny Day powered flamethrower in Zip Zap Zop's face, which totally killed him. That really sucked.
Melted.
He put in so much work for the team and really carried us this far. The rest of this fight's for you, Zip Zap Zop. Squidward came out, and together with Sin, were able to finish off the duo, getting us our 7th gym badge.
Pretty underleveled though.
Alright, Spurky, you're up. I think I
Sounds
single-handedly
about
wiped
right.
out the entire water Pokemon population between Zip Zap Zop and Spurky. I went to Shoal Cave and caught Blubby the Spheal, and went out to take on Maxie one last time. For some reason, I didn't learn my lesson when being underleveled for Tate and Liza, because I was even more underleveled for Maxie.
Yep, that's the problem with
Yeah.
Nuzlocks. So one thing that can often happen is generally because you like if you play through a normal game, you have your team and like they're leveling up throughout the entire playthrough. But if you lose a Pokemon, that means you have to dedicate so many resources to get that Pokemon caught up, which means that the rest of your team generally isn't getting the same experience if there's no experience share in the older games. So like your whole team falls behind. So it's very easy in a Nuzlocke to fall behind on leveling, and then it just takes like an absurd amount of grinding to be able to catch back up.
It doesn't go down.
Oh,
This
that's a big
fight
level gap.
was rough. Chad was able to take out his Mightyena, but I resorted to Squidward when his Crobat came out, and luck wasn't on my side here because Squidward was killed by a high roll wing attack.
Ouch.
The way Pokemon works is there's a small
Yep.
range of damage an attack can do. It's not actually the same all the time, and it's kind of based on chance. So even though it looked like Squidward could have lived 2 wing attacks, Maxie
Yep.
was able to get a low roll on the
Yep,
first
there you go,
one
low
and
roll
a
into
high
high
roll
roll.
on the second. Which was the
That's
death
rough.
of Squidward. But it wasn't.
I really like, I gotta say, I really like how Jaiden is taking the time to explain a lot of this stuff, because obviously Jaiden's core, like, audience and the people that are watching this aren't necessarily hardcore Pokemon fans. Like, the casual Pokemon fan isn't doing a Nuzlocke, but I personally find it to be one of the most enjoyable ways to play through a game. So it's really cool that she's taking the time to kind of explain some of these aspects of a Nuzlocke, and just Pokemon in general.
time to give up. We had to persevere. For Squidward. Ari came in and took out the Crobat and lived on 1 HP
Ooh.
when hit by Camerap's Rock
Ah,
Slide.
did it get
was a
flinched?
tough battle,
Nah, it
but
would've been
we
faster.
squeaked by. Barely. After that fight, I needed to take a step back and seriously grind up the team
The
again.
spiel.
If we were just a bit more underleveled, we would have been murdered. Blubby joined the team and we got to work, eventually arriving in Sutopolis. Steven and the Sutopolis gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off. So I went in there, walked up to
Dang.
Groudon, and Master Balled him immediately.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
the
way
play.
I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box. While fighting Wallace, Spurky was able to take out his Love Disc and Celio. Sin beat his Whiscash,
I
and
love
Chad
that.
finished
That's
off with my
oh my
Love
god,
Disc.
these
The
animations are so
team
good.
was perfect. And
That's a
after
great team.
obtaining our final gym badge, I knew we were ready for the Elite
I like
Four.
it.
We
A
got
lot of
through
the
Victory
OGs
Road.
still.
Wally
Ooh,
tried
Walreign's
to fight
really
us for
good,
the
by the
last
way.
time, but he just needs to stop. We exited the cave, and there it was.
Dun, dun,
The
dun.
final challenge. Here we go. Sydney was up first, and honestly, he wasn't a challenge at all. Chad and Teriyaki
Yeah,
were able
the
to
fighting
take care
type.
of
You got
his
two
team
fighting
with
types.
ease. Phoebe wasn't
It's a bummer that she was playing Ruby and wasn't able to evolve Machoke into Machamp, because that would have made a huge difference in power.
difficult either, with Sin and Blubby being MVPs. Glacio was a bit tougher. Teriyaki was able
you
to
got-
take
you
out
got
her
Blub.
Glalie, and Spurky
The
could
Spheal.
handle her Celios, but her Walrein was the big problem. Walreins are thick, can tank a lot of hits, and can do a lot of damage. I would know, because I have one. I brought out Chad and she was able to get in a good amount of damage, but she was ultimately killed by Blizzard.
No!
Sin came out to try and confuse it, but it broke through the confusion and landed a Sheer Cold.
No!
Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO move. It has a 30% chance of hitting the target and will fail if the target Pokemon's level is higher than the user's. But even under all those conditions, it hit. And Sin was killed. 2 great team members, down and out. Chad was with us for so long and pulled so much weight, and Sin got us through some really tough battles. Even with those losses, we were able to finish Glacia off and move on to the final Elite Four member.
Oh man, down
Drake.
to 4.
Drake's got a tough
But
team.
you got a nice
we've got a
type.
Blubby,
There you
and
go.
she wanted revenge for her fallen comrades. She ice beamed every single one of Drake's Pokemon. Just a straight up massacre. And with that, it was on to the last battle. Steven Stone.
So I can tell you that I recently played through Uras, I think it was maybe a year ago, and I had a Walrein on my team, and that was how I got through it as well. Because Walrein is so like bulky, and it can deal so much damage against these dragon types. But this is gonna be tough.
I was legitimately nervous. I led with Spurky to take out his Skarmory as quick as
There you go.
possible, and Blubby was able to take out his Claydol and Aggron, but then came his Metagross. This might be the end.
Metagross can hit
is
psychic
Steven's
moves into
strongest
Blaziken.
Pokemon, so I needed to hinder it as much as I could before it started doing serious damage. I knew his Metagross had Earthquake, which would definitely take out most of my team, so I had to have Spurky Kamikaze to get a paralysis off. Blubby came out again, and after a lot of hard work, finally beat the Metagross
There
by
you go.
spamming Surf.
No Blaziken?
Teriyaki was able to finish
There
his
you go.
Cradily, and his final Pokemon was Armaldo. Gary's final revenge for getting booted from the team.
Uh-oh.
I brought out Blubby because Teriyaki was pretty weakened, and after realizing she gets 2-shotted by him, I knew she was gonna have to die. So with a heavy heart, Blubby pulled off her last Surf, getting Armaldo in the red, and was killed. Teriyaki, the Pokemon who's been with us from the start.
That's how it
who's
should be,
seen
right?
her friends die in front of her. The OG refused to let any more murder happen. Onion, Corn, Zip Zap Zop, Squidward, Chad, Sin, Spurky, Blubby. Their zeros and ones won't go down in vain. One
zeros
good
and ones.
kick to the head, and we did it. We completed
Nice.
the Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke.
You'd love to see it.
Teriyaki and Ari were the only survivors,
wow.
but the whole team put
And
in
those
a
are
lot
two of
of
the
work
first
to get
Pokemon,
us
of
to
course.
number 1. A cheers to the true Mad Lads.
You saw the Deoxys flying in the back? That was cool. That was great. That was honestly so good. Yeah, I think we're at the end there. I love the cut there at the end. Wow, that was an incredible video, Jaiden, and I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary over theirs, as well as we kind of talked a little bit about kind of the Nuzlocke side of things and some other stuff. I mean, there's just some great stuff in there, so props to Jaiden for another incredible video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like the video down below, subscribe down below, of course, get those notifications on, and let me know if you guys have ever attempted to do Nuzlocke yourself. Like I said, I've done a ton of them on my channel, and we've actually got another Nuzlocke challenge coming up that is something you've never seen before, coming very, very soon to the challenge. It is gonna be something, again, that no one's ever seen before. It's gonna be incredible, right here on youtube.com/aDrive. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're gonna love this video. However, YouTube thinks that you're gonna like this video. So check out one of the 2 videos and have yourself an awesome day. Peace.